it's really impossible to overstate the impact that he not only had on the NBA, but I think basketball worldwide. And obviously, he'll be missed. His legacy is something that I think we all are aware of and will live on. I think he had a vision for the league, and that shows that the way the league grew, both in terms of its scope globally, as well as just something as simple as the number of the teams, the expansion, and that growth was managed and very calculated. And I think people that have benefited from that, players and coaches, probably primarily, in addition to cities that didn't have teams, and he just impacted so many people. And Adam has continued that legacy, and obviously their relationship is paramount to that that growth process continuing. He had a presence, and I think had a level of respect from everybody that either worked with him or worked in his kind of sphere of influence. And, again, it goes without saying his impact on the NBA, but I think in the larger context, the globalization of the game and understanding the power that this game has, not just to entertain, but to unite. There's a cultural component that I think this league recognizes maybe more than any other.
I think it's bigger than the NBA for him. I feel like he grew, just the game of basketball. I feel like when a lot of people pass away, like a lot of people try to say all these good things about this person, they was respected or whatever. But everything that people say about him is true. He was respected. He demanded respect. Like I said, he grew the game, and you can look at the numbers. When he first, became commissioner of the NBA, it was right here. Now it's the highest it possibly can be, and all that is due to him. And you can ask Adam Silver, he'll say the same thing. So he did so much for the sport, for the culture, just everything, and for the NBA in general. And even when he retired, he's still pulling for the players in the NBA, with the sit down he had with Al Harrington, that was big. So it's a sad day, and I just have a lot of respect for him, and what he did, and what he stood for. I don't know if you can find too many interviews or players dogging David Stern, even after the what happened in Detroit, with the fight, the guy still respected the punishment that that he handed them. So like you said, whenever you got a person with that much power, and people respect them, that's huge. And it's a sad day, and it just shows you how quick life can change, because a month ago you never thought it'd be in this situation. So it's sad, man. I was a lottery pick, so I shook his hand, and growing up, that's like one thing I feel like that a lot of guys dream of, is walking across that stage and shaking David Stern's hand. So that was a cool moment in my life that I'll never forget, for sure. I knew his name when I was in elementary school. I mean, a lot of it has to do with my dad being in the NBA, but even though he was the commissioner, he had a face. People knew who he was. And I feel like out of all the commissioners, I don't know who the hockey commissioner is. I know Roger Goodell, but it's not for good reasons. But I feel like David Stern, he separated himself, and he definitely has to go down as the best commissioner in sports ever. And I don't know if someone can take that throne away from him.
He made history. He was a big figure of basketball. I think he's probably one of the most important guys, in the history of the game. And I mean, for me, to be able to shake his hand, and when I came in the league was a dream of mine. When you watch all the guys that've been through that, it was a dream of mine. And and basketball gonna miss him. I mean, it allowed a lot of us, to be able to dream about coming in the NBA. 30 years ago, international players, like it wasn't normal for us to think that we could be in the NBA. Now became, I wouldn't say it's normal, but like no matter where you are in the world, you can dream of, having the chance to play in the league. So it's a privilege. It's something that's great for the game.